Hey, y'all. Welcome to my room. I have not filmed in here in like a minute. But I wanted to share with you guys today a little look inside my life. And today was so freaking like, it was a great day. But the feelings I was feeling today were so confusing to me. Like, it wasn't, no, I think it was the opposite. I think I was the opposite of confused, and that is why I was freaking myself out. But I want to share this with you guys because I know people can relate to this. And I find it so funny because, like, no matter how fucking healed you are or how healed you think you are, like, there's always gonna be another level to that healing and some more uncovering and more remembering that you're gonna go through regardless. Like, you can think your life can be perfect and there's still gonna be something that you're grieving, something that you're remembering or reminiscing on, you know. And that is something that I learned today through just allowing myself to grieve these parts of my old self and to allow this portal to be open that I'm creating through my body and caring for it, and just not even just that, but like just speaking life into my body and into everything that I do. And with that, I have like told myself, you know, like, I'm so ready, I'm ready, like SpongeBob, like I'm ready for it all, you know, like
I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready.
Go SpongeBob!
anything that life throws at me, and I really am. And today was just so funny to me because I like shut down today while I had a friend over, and thankfully their discernment is like so there wasn't like an issue, you know. And also too, I think better yet, there was more so of an understanding that there was something, or I found an understanding within myself that there was something that I needed to unlock through this experience. And basically, I felt very, what is the word? Confused by the feelings that I was feeling. I was trying to allow myself to sing with my friend, and mind you, I used to sing for my church, and like, I don't know, there's just been like this pressure recently that I've felt now that I've really also like that now that I've been embodying my own voice. Like, there's this I want to say judgment that I hold to myself now, I guess. And I think subconsciously I didn't realize it, because my friend had said something about like not judging, like learning to not really think of it that way, and I kind of like turned it down. But it definitely was that. It was me just judging myself. But it's so funny too because the way that I was looking at it in the moment was, I think they're telling me like that I don't want to sing because I'm afraid how they'll think of me. And the reality was, I'm afraid how I will think of myself for like putting it out there. And I don't know, or in the moment I couldn't understand why that is, like why why? Because I sing on a day-to-day basis. Like when I'm working, I be singing, I be dancing, I be doing the most and more. Like in the shower, I do it all. And I mean, I'm not gonna say all, because like there are singers that, like my friend, who are just like, their vocals, their vocal energy, let me say that, they know how to use it, and use it with intention, and you can feel it, and like the vibrations physically, like I felt it. And just multiple artists I felt that with, where you get the chills from hearing their voice, or you like, just whatever the case is, like it sparks an emotion in you. And I think for me, I was so focused on forcing my voice to come out, and forcing it to resonate. Yes, that exactly. I was trying to create a resonance from a space where it was coming from force, without like, when how do I put that? When I feel like with music, it's something, or with any creation, I feel like you have to really let your mind go a bit, to kind of let spirit pour into you what they're trying to pour into you, and like the knowledge, the words, the resonance that's gonna hit people's hearts. And I noticed that I wasn't allowing that like to happen. Like it was just straight force. Like, so for like 20 minutes, no, I think it was a little bit longer, not even gonna lie, it was low-key like that's how I felt in the inside. And like screaming. And it was funny because they sat with me through it, but like shout out to them, because I very much appreciate people like that. But it also just like made me question myself, and like try to understand like why, like where's this coming from. And so I did a little microdose after they left, because afterwards, like I felt so distraught, because like I really like I planned to do this once they came, you know, and it's been something that we've been talking about. It's like, yeah. And so for me, it was just, but there was that part of me that was just like, you already said you're gonna do it, like come on, like we have to do it. And some things though, like when you get that like sensation, and you, or not sensation, but you feel there's a block there, you have to question that, like question why the fuck is that block there, like who's blocking it. And because it's only really you at the end of the day. Like I was only blocking myself. And yeah. And I think it's very beautiful too, because I've been smoking nicotine, and was facing the withdrawals in that moment, I think too, where I was just like, oh my god, like I like, you know. But there was that part of me that was just like, you already said you're gonna do it, like come on, like we have to do it. And some things though, like when you get that like sensation, and you, or not sensation, but you feel there's a block there, you have to question that, like question why the fuck is that block there, like who's blocking it. And because it's only really you at the end of the day. Like I was only blocking myself. And yeah. And I think it's very beautiful too, because I've been smoking nicotine and was facing the withdrawals in that moment, I think too, where I was just like, oh my god, like like, you know, not just that, but like a month ago I had a dream, and in my dream I was walking with some friends and we came upon this pond, and we're admiring this beautiful pond, and it's so still and calm. But as we're admiring it, I get like this eerie feeling that we're being watched. And this is a feeling I felt in like real life, but I feel like it's just a part of like our intuition around other higher dimensional beings, let me say that, because I've been in like really, what's the word, like where the paranormal activity is very high in a certain place. I don't know the word that I'm trying to think of, but there's a word. But yeah, and I've gotten like that feeling, and then some shit happens and I'm just like, okay, what the fuck, like I sensed it, like you can just feel it. Or when you're in like a cemetery or something, I don't know. But yeah, so I get that eerie feeling that I'm being watched, and then the water starts slowly moving and a head pops up, and slowly like this siren comes out of the water, and like super gracefully too, like it was so vivid to me. And not the first time I've had a dream about mermaids or just sirens and just that type of being. But yeah, so she comes out of the water, doesn't physically say something to me, but like telepathically communicates to me, because I felt like the people I was with, they couldn't see her, and it felt like it was just me and her after that. And that's how I know that they couldn't see her, because of that exact feeling. But yeah, so she telepathically like communicates with me, and she's like, I forget what else she said, but the gist at the end of what she said is, we are one a part of each other, or one. Yes, I'm pretty sure it was worded just like that, because I tend to word it differently based off my memory. Or I've shared this story with other people and have worded it differently, but that was like the gist of what she said. And it was so like mind opening, because immediately like after having this dream, I recorded it and then I looked it up, because I knew that there was some deeper meaning behind that. And I feel like our dreams are places, or we, like in our dreams we travel, and all people, not just me. And yeah, so with that being said, once I looked it up though, lost myself a little for a second, but yeah, once I looked it up, it said something about how the fact that I felt creeped out by it, and the fact that she had told me that we are a part of a part of each other, that it signifies that I'm looking at a reflection of myself that is being hidden, but I'm trying to embrace it and learn to embrace that hidden part of myself. And it's definitely something I've been living in, this reality that we are in now. And today, that dream was very much so highlighted after that experience, because yeah, like it was just very interesting to me, and the connection between the two and was very significant. And I think just the fact too that it was a siren, because the fact, and I say that because of the fact that sirens use their vocals to lure in people, and not all sirens are like this, or there's multiple species and names for these kinds of beings, but this one I felt was siren. Like, it didn't look like a mermaid. It had like, it looked a little scary, like a little like, but also too, once we started talking, it was like so peaceful. Like, I felt safe, I felt calm, like I felt like the creepiness was gone. And that's what like got me to look it up, because I was like, what the hell? Like, I felt eerie at first, but then I'm like feeling this like connection at the same time, you know? And it's because looking at a damn reflection of myself, man. But yeah, I thought I would share that because I was losing my shit low-key earlier, and I can't even say losing my shit, but you know, sometimes you gotta get a little lost to find yourself. And I feel like that's always the best way to get through it, because we're not always gonna know where we're going. And I'm in one of those phases right now where I don't know where I'm gonna be at next year. I don't know where I'm gonna be at in a couple months, but shit, I give it to the universe, and I trust that the universe will guide me heavily with protection, because look at me now, bro. Like, for all I know, things could be so much worse. And I'm also just very grateful to have these revelations. I don't use that word often. You could tell probably. But yeah, I'm so grateful to have these type of revelations, and to also just feel uplifted through these revelations, because it's also just showing me bits and pieces of myself that I have either been I've been choosing to ignore, and the Spirit's making it known. And this is all things that I have been speaking into my life and praying for, and that's what I find also very powerful, between this connection within myself and my old self that is being like severed. It's just so fucking like mind opening and blowing. And I think also too, I have to give a big shout out to shrooms, because I feel like microdosing helps a lot. And it's not for everyone, but it can be if you allow yourself to let go. And I think that's a big thing to keep in here. Yeah, like, shit been getting wicked, y'all. Shit been getting so real. That was a real ass release in the 4K y'all just seen. I don't know if you guys pay attention to things like that, but if you pay attention to like the times you burp and the times that you have to fart, it's signs of release. Like, I remember at one point towards the end of my relationship, I used to be gassy like a motherfucker, not even gonna lie. But then again, I wasn't taking care of my body. I was also on drugs. But there was also just so many other signs too that all led me to the conclusion of not being with my ex. And I don't like that word. not being with my old partner. But yeah, pay attention, y'all, and look inside, because there's always some pieces that need some loving up in there, and who else is gonna do it? It's like, no one else is gonna do the work for you. And that was something I learned today. Not learned, but declared. We are declaring it. Because I've had this like learning experience, but like now it's like time to apply.